Hello friends, Jill Ortiz here in my Empowered Fitness community for women over 40, looking to get energized, confident, and strong. I'm happy that you're here. I know it's going to take a few minutes for people to find us here, and so I'm just going to ramble for a couple minutes. So today is our year-end fitness audit workshop. I have been doing this for years at the end of the year, and actually this is an activity that I have my clients in my Empowered Fitness Mastery coaching program do as soon as they come into the program. And they also do this on a quarterly basis so that we're not just evaluating at the end of each year how things went and where we want them to go, but we're actually being conscious from quarter to quarter, every 3 months, saying, am I actually doing the things that I need to be doing to get to my goals, or do I need to make adjustments more often than once a year? Because most likely the more often you do this, the better you're going to become at it and the more your goals are just going to happen. So what you need today, welcome again. Hi, Jean, Brenna, Kelly, welcome. If you want to participate in this activity, I posted a file, it looks like this, in our group here. If you're watching via email, YouTube link, anywhere else, I'm emailing this out, or you can use a piece of paper. If you don't have a printer, if you don't have time, just grab a notebook. It's literally just 5 little sections, and you can write it on a piece of paper if you have sticky notes, whatever it is. And so this is your worksheet, and I'm going to take you through the sections during this time, and we're going to fill out this worksheet to see how you did on your fitness goals in 2025, and then what we need to do differently for 2026. And so I'm going to take you through the exercise. Of course, you can always do this at any other time. You can do it on the replay. It will remain here. It will be on my YouTube. You'll have access to it. And so you can do this anytime. And if you need more time, then you can always pause. You can come back. You'll have all of my notes here as well. I'm giving you all of the notes. So anything I say is literally coming right from the notes that I've taken. So that's going to be our workshop. We'll start in a minute. I also want to direct you to something in our group here that I put up, I think yesterday. Yep, it says 23 hours ago. So I'm going to flip my camera around, and this is something that I think can help many of you. I've seen this with business owners. People have said, if I was starting out today and I was starting over with my business or starting over with this or that, what would I do, right? And so I tried to think to myself, like, if I was starting over, maybe like 50 pounds to lose, didn't know where I was starting, was a beginner, what would I do? What I've done here, I'm going to show you, this is our Facebook group here, right? I changed the banner yesterday. So it says, if you feel stuck, tired, out of control, you're not out of time. Here's how the last 10 days of 2025 can change how you enter 2026. And so if you're here, what you can do is you can click on the banner, and over on the side here is a post. And this post has everything, all of the amazing resources that I have for you. Oh, I just clicked on one of the resources. Hold on. I'm not going to get back out of that. So this is going to give you free workshops. It's going to give you small paid items. It's going to give you our New Year's challenge. It's going to give you the option to do my menopause makeover, setting up a call with me. All of the links are in here. So last week, what we did was we had our vision board workshop. It's free, and if you click on this link, it'll take you right to that. This is our fitness audit workshop here. So this was the link to that. This one here is our upcoming New Year's Eve kickboxing and core class that I'll be teaching that you can sign up for. We've got our 4-week New Year's challenge. We've got our free menopausal metabolism Bible. We've got our 5-day menopause makeover. We've got setting up a free game plan call with me. And so that's what you're also going to do at the end of doing our workshop today, is I want you to complete your worksheet. I want you to fill it out. And on the worksheet, it says to go to jillortizfitness.com/consultation and set up a meeting with me, and we can go over. You can send this to me. you go over it. And if you do, then I'm going to give you a 50% off coaching opportunity, 5 women for the new year. And so that's an awesome opportunity for you to get coaching and actually start acting on this, right? And so what I just showed you with this banner post is these are the things that I'm doing. I'm leading all of these things, but I'm doing them as well. I made my vision board. I'll be doing my fitness audit. I'll be teaching the class. I'll be doing the 4-week program. I'll be doing all these things because that's how I know you get the best results. So I encourage you to do those things too, okay? All right, so let's get into the audit. I'm gonna pull up my notes now. Again, you have all of the notes. If you haven't, either print this or just do it in a notebook. There's really no excuse not to do these exercises. You just gotta do them and not make excuses, right? Too many excuse makers out there. Got no tolerance for that. All right, so we've got 5 categories here. And the whole point of this, it's kind of like at work. Have you ever had a review at work? My first review at work when I got out of college, my boss tore me to shreds, and it was really humbling, but it made me a better person, a better employee. And so I feel like this is like an audit at work or a performance review, and you gotta be honest with yourself. And the more honest you are, the better it's gonna be for you, okay? So we've got fitness, nutrition, time management and routines, accountability, and then mindset, motivation, and goals. So we're gonna go through these sections right now, and I'm gonna tell you the questions, but then you can go back, you can read all the notes that I have, okay? And I have little keys for success for each one too. So when it comes to our fitness, we wanna figure out, what have we done? What have we been doing? And so the questions are, what type of fitness or fitness programs did you complete in 2025? So I know my clients can go back and look at all the different fitness programs they've done. And what's really neat is they can see that they've done this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and they just did them in succession, right? And so if we have a program, we're on track, we just keep going, then there's no gaps, right? So did you go to a gym, right? Where did you go? Did you do it at home? Was it helpful to go to a gym? Was that more motivating? Was it easier to do it at home because you just get it done and it doesn't take very long? So where did you do your workout? Did you enjoy the style, right? So were you running and you hate running? Were you on an elliptical and you hate the elliptical? Were you doing something that you love? Because that's worth asking yourself. Did I do it often? Did I stay consistent? Did I enjoy it? Because your fitness should bring you joy. It shouldn't be a means to an end. Otherwise, it's not gonna stick, right? What was did you track your progress, right? So that's a big thing is in my programs, we have these trackers, right? And so from week to week, you can track your progress. So for instance, I did a few extra days of my Power Within program that we're doing in the new year. And I noted that in week 1, on day 1, I did 13 push-ups, right? It's at the end of the workout on my toes. And then yesterday I did 20, right? So that's when you can ask the question is, what did you get out of your exercise? Were you stronger? Were you faster? Are you more flexible, right? Can you do things you couldn't do before? So it's evaluating yourself. So do you know if the work that you did was in line with your goals? What was your goal? Because some people, I think, go to some gyms. There's certain gyms that I know that people go and their goal is to complete the most classes, right? And so they get awards, like you completed 100 classes, you completed 300 classes. But you have to ask yourself, was the number of classes, was that really your goal? Was it to beat other people? Or was it the outcome that you wanted to achieve by going to the class? Did you want to get fitter, stronger, leaner? Because if you didn't get fitter, stronger, leaner, but you got an award for 300 classes, was that really the work you wanted to be doing? So that's another question is, did your results, were they in line with your goals? And that's why we also have goals on this sheet. So at the end of completing this section, what I want you to do is rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on whether your fitness routine was effective, right? Was it effective in 2025? And perhaps you need to make some changes if it's in the 1 to 5 range. Perhaps you need to dial up your commitment if it's in that, 6 to 8 range. And perhaps you need a new challenge if you're in that, in any of the ranges, right? If you were just cruising, rocking on, you give yourself a 10, man, I want to know what you're doing, okay? Hopefully my programs, all right? So that's our fitness section. Again, if you need more time to fill this out, then at the end of this, sit down, watch the replay, pause between sections, and really give it good thought, okay? All right, nutrition. My first question is, what framework did you follow? So if you said, I don't know, I just ate healthy, then again, you have to ask yourself, did that get you, would you rate yourself a 10 out of 10 on nutrition? Did it get you to your goals, right? And there's more questions coming, but did you have a framework, right? So I teach 5 different frameworks for nutrition. We've got my little kickstart cleanses. We've got mindful nutrition, menopausal nutrition, portion control, and macros. And so for me and my clients, I like to know that they are following a framework, and we try different ones, and sometimes we rotate through them. And there's different reasons, you find your groove, what works best for you. You might find that you get bored with something, or you need change, or you stop getting results with something and you got to change it up. But if you don't have a framework and you have a goal, it's like trying to find somewhere without a GPS that you don't know where it is, right? You're just not going to get there by wandering around. You're not going to get there by having no framework. So did you have a framework, right? Did you track your food or plan your food? Or did you kind of just leave it up to chance and some days were good, some days were really bad, or all the days were really bad? Did you try any fad diets? And what happened? Did weight come off fast? Did it come back on? Were you able to sustain it? Was it totally ridiculous? So that would be something to ask yourself too. Did you try any fad diets? And what happened? How long were you able to sustain your plan? So again, that's one of those things that I don't feel like everybody should be expected to find one path for their nutrition and stick to it forever, because it can get boring or it can not yield results and we have to change things up. And so how long did you sustain that before you just didn't want to do it anymore? Was it working for you? So again, next question is, did it fit your lifestyle? Was it laborious to do? Was it like, all right, I'm doing intermittent fasting and I can only eat from 12 to 4. And then I got invited to 8 parties and I couldn't eat at any of them. And everybody was looking at me funny and asking me why I wasn't eating, right? Did it fit your lifestyle? If you're a social person, then restricting your hours may not work for you. If you are from an Italian family that loves bread and pasta and, pizza, then were you trying to go 0 carb? Because that wouldn't work either, right? So did your framework fit your lifestyle? And when you're done going through this, I forgot to do my keys for success. So when you're done going through this, I want you to rate yourself. How did you do on nutrition? On a scale of 1 to 10. Was it effective? Was it completely not effective? And so that's where you're going to do your rating. Going back to the fitness, keys to success. Number 1, being consistent. And number 2, being ahead of adaptation. So you got to change up your fitness routine. If you keep doing the same thing forever, then your body is going to adjust to it and you're going to stop getting good results. So you have to be ahead of that adaptation, which means you have to change what you're doing, right? So if you said, oh yeah, I did the Peloton 365 days of the year, you most likely did not get a lot of change in that year, right? Because your body adapts to it and just becomes what you do every day. With our keys to success for nutrition is number 1, tracking and having a framework while you're figuring out what you need to do. So for me, I still track, I still plan, I still have a framework, but sometimes my framework is more of the mindful eating these days when I don't want to track and whatnot, because I've gotten to the point after 10 years of this, of being very mindful tracking and having a framework, that I know what works for me, and I know what maintenance is, I know what weight loss is, and I know what muscle gain eating is. And so I can do that without being like crazy meticulous now. But at the beginning, you do have to be a little bit more structured in it, right? Number 2, don't deprive yourself to the point of binging, right? I'm never eating carbs again. And then you want to eat every carb on earth. I'm not eating after 8 o'clock. And then you're waking up at midnight having midnight snacks, right? Depriving yourself is always going to cause a rebound, okay? Those are my 2 keys for the nutrition. All right, so next, again, if you need to go back, pause me, finish your frameworks, your sections. If this is not enough space, then do it on a notebook, okay? Or type it, or whatever works for you, okay? The next one is time management and routines. So the first question is, did you most often control your days, or did your days control you? Because quite often, if we're not planned, if we don't, kind of like block out what we're doing, if we don't know what's happening in the day, then the day can just be fires that you're putting out all day. What we want is we want to be in control, right? It helps us in so many aspects of our life, getting our fitness in, doing our nutrition right. Time management is huge, and it will help to calm you down, which will keep your cortisol and stress levels in check, okay? Did you plan for the unexpected? How hard is that? Did you, in other words, did you kind of create buffer time in your schedule, right? So if I don't get to all these things that I got to do, here's my time of the day to catch up on things, right? Did you time block? So that's something that I do. I don't have a set schedule for every day of the week, but when I start my day, my work day, I start with time blocking the whole day. So for instance, today I went to the golf range with a friend of mine at 9:30 in the morning, which is not something I usually do on a Monday, but I worked that into today, right? And so now I have to arrange the rest of my work day around that. And so when you time block, I think the most effective way of doing this, what I do every day, is I make a list of my priorities, then my secondary, those are for work, and then I have my personal items that I have to do, right? So if it's something I have to go get the kids, or if I have to go to the post office, or if I have to pay bills online, or whatever it is, things I need to do for myself personally, and I create just those three categories: priority, secondary, and personal, right? Priority work, secondary work, personal. And then I take those things and I transfer them to the hours of the day and when I'm going to do each thing and how long I have for each thing. And then I add in those buffer times, right? In case my mom calls me in the middle of one of my time blocks or whatever it is, and something comes up and I need to attend to it. What is the time in the day where I catch up on things that I wasn't able to do, right? So that could also be meal prepping, right? And making sure that you're set. I always block my fitness time, right? Nobody can ever block a meeting, like schedule a meeting during my fitness time, because I block that out, right? And that also is gonna, include who do you need to help you in those things? How do you get the things done in the day that you need to? What rituals do you have that set you up for daily success? So for some of you, it might be meditating or journaling or whatever it is that helps you. For me, it's sitting down and saying, before I start doing any work, I have to time block my day. So what do you have for rituals that help you set yourself up for daily success? Do you use a calendar, a planner, a to-do list? So what is your most effective method? Sometimes we have to go through different methods to see what works for us and what doesn't. Some people like to use their phone. Some people like to do things written down. I like to write down my schedule, but my phone has everything. So as soon as I have an appointment, it goes in my phone because my phone is with me all the time. And that way I can't have things overlap because my schedule is blocked out, right? So rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. How did you do in 2025 on your time management and your routines? Okay. What do you need to change in 2026 Do you need to order? I found these cool little pads online that have time blocking. I'll tell you my favorite books. These are my favorites. Not this one. Oh, maybe they're in the other room. Maybe it's this one. Nope. Well, I like these ones too. These ones are my push journals. I don't even think they sell these anymore. My favorites are my 10X ones by Grant Cardone. I don't know if you can get them on his website, but I do my priorities on one page and then the time blocking is on the other. And it's not a calendar. It has a spot where you can write the date, but it's not like if you forget to do it for a week that you screwed up some calendar book. I don't like the calendar ones because then I feel like I screwed them up. So anyways, you can find time blocking pads online too on Amazon. All right, let's move on to accountability. We got 10 minutes left. So your accountability audit. Who held you accountable to your goals this year? Was it a coach, a community, a loved one, your kids, your spouse, your parents, your friends? Who's holding you accountable to your goals? Because do you know how easy it is to sometimes just say, who cares about my goals, right? When it's just you, if you don't put it out there. That's why I put it out to my clients. I put it out to my social media. When I have a goal, I make it known to everybody. Not only does that create accountability, but it puts these vibes out into the world where suddenly things become easier, right? If my husband knows I have this goal, then what was it? The other day, nobody told me they were going for pizza for lunch. And they came back and they said, oh, we went to Anthony's coal-fired pizza. And I go, oh, I love that place. And Jay goes, I thought you were doing a cleanse. I was like, I am. He was like, that's why we didn't invite you, because we didn't want you to be tempted. So, so then people help you achieve your goals. So how did you check in and track your workouts, track your nutrition? Again, what was the mechanism for staying on track? I know that for my clients, we have daily check-ins, we have weekly check-ins. I can see because I schedule their workouts on an app, and every Sunday I check to see, did they get all of their workouts done? Did something happen? Did somebody not do any workouts? Because then I can reach out and I can say, hey, what happened? Are you okay? Are you sick? Did you go away? Did you get just bogged down with the holidays? And so you got to have some kind of mechanism for accountability, right? Accountability to writing down your goals. So here's your accountability from me to all of you. If you did not do the vision board workshop, go do it, right? That's why I'm writing it everywhere. Put it in the banner of our Facebook group. If I was going to have success and start my success at the end of with the last, now it's 9 days of 2025 to set myself up for success in 2026. If I had not done that vision board, that is number one, because it's creating the vision for what I actually want. It's helping me identify what I actually want. So if you have not done anything, you have to start there, right? So I'm saying over and over, you got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. Because if you don't do it, it's really hard to be successful if you have no idea what you're even trying to achieve. Okay. So for 2025, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on whether you had a system for accountability and whether it was effective or not, okay? And then what do you need to change for 2026? Do you need to hire a coach? Do you need a community? Do you need a buddy? Do you need to tell your family what your goals are? Do you need to set goals, right? That's going to be your accountability. So for this one, oh, I didn't even do them. So let's go back to time management and routines, the keys for success. So most successful clients have created morning and evening routines. They feel organized and they reflect often on what they're doing. For accountability, evaluate. How will you feel knowing that, maybe I moved past that. Hold on. Accountability. Get a community, get a coach, get a partner, write down your goals and share them, okay? That's the keys for success. All right, last one, 5 minutes left. Goal setting, mindset, and motivation, okay? So what goals did you achieve in 2025 or get closer to? Because it doesn't matter as much that you achieved your goals in that year. It's more important that you are on the right trajectory, right? and that you're working towards them. So what goals did you achieve in 2025, or what goals did you get closer to? Another question I have is, are you more motivated by the pain of staying the same or the pleasure of achieving transformation? Because then you can kind of set yourself up with little reminders, right? So let's say that you had to put a picture on your vision board. Is it gonna be a picture of you when you were at your heaviest and you say, I never wanna go back there again, and that's gonna be your motivation? Or is it gonna be a picture of you at your best, when you say, that's what I'm striving for, right? So what motivates you? Different people are different. Is it the reminder of the pain that you're feeling right now, or is it the pleasure of achieving transformation? And I will tell you, once you get on a roll and you start achieving your goals, you'll be able to register those feelings of transformation, and that will absolutely continue to motivate you. If you keep doing the same stuff, then your motivation is going to either stay the same if it's low, or it's going to get worse, okay? What are your goals, right? So the first one, and this is going to be part of your vision board as well, so you got to go back and do that exercise from last week. It's pinned to the top of our group. It's also on my YouTube. I sent it out in an email as well. What are your goals? So maybe you want to set some surface level goals, right? So if you're not fitting into a certain pair of jeans or a certain dress, or you have an outfit you want to wear to something, that could be a surface level goal, right? I want to fit into this. I want to be that size, whatever it is. I always feel like scale goals are a little bit tough because what I found is that my scale goes up the fitter I get. So the more muscle I put in my body, the smaller I get, the more my scale reads the higher reading. That's my body. It's how, I'm built. And so that's not as good of a measure for me. So what are your surface level goals? And then you have to say to yourself, why do I want to achieve that goal? What is it going to mean to me? How does my life change? So you have to start digging deeper, and you got to keep asking yourself, why do I want this goal, until you get really deep, right? So it could be that your surface level goals, when asking why and why and why, lead you to a feeling of insecurity or loneliness or low self-worth, right? And these can really help you dig deeper to the point where you're going to remember those as your why and your motivators more than, oh, I wanted to fit into this pair of jeans, or I wanted the scale to tell me this number. That may not tie you in your daily decisions as to, do I work out? Do I eat this or that, right? But the feelings will tie you deeper, okay? Can you visualize those feelings? Can you visualize what you look like? Write it all down, okay? And then what are your action items to go along with your goals and your mindset and your motivation? What is going to actually help you get these things done, push forward? Where does this exercise take you, okay? Evaluate. So here's the key to success, and you can do your 1 to 10 scale if you want. And where has your mindset been? Have you had a good mindset? Have you been setting goals? Have you been feeling motivated, or are you just not connected to the things that will help you with motivation? People ask me about motivation all the time, or they tell me they're not motivated. Number one, identifying your goals, right? Going to be more motivating. Taking action, gonna be more motivating than doing nothing. So if you want to get motivated, go to the banner post and do everything on that list. You will feel like $1 million, right? Or just start ticking off the items on the list. What else? Motivation is gonna be when you start getting results, right? Taking action, getting results, having a plan feels so much more motivating. So evaluate, how are you going to feel when you succeed if you do the work, right? If you do the work and you succeed, the key is to know and imagine, how am I going to feel if I achieve that goal, okay? And how are you going to feel if you don't do the work and you don't see it through, right? And you stay the same, or you get worse, okay? Evaluate again, are you motivated by your pain or your pleasure? And then the second one is going to be, don't wait for motivation. Just take action, right? If we wait until we have some magical moment where we feel some motivation, we could be waiting for a long time. What is motivating is taking action, and that's going to help you. So take action today, complete your worksheet. Here's your task, either worksheet or in a notebook, I don't care. Complete the exercise. Send it to me, whether you email it, send me a DM, post it, whatever you want to do. And then schedule a call with me so we can talk about this so that you can solidify your goals, solidify your accountability, solidify a plan of action with me, right? Whether you hire me or not, I don't care. I just want to go over it with you. If you do this work, I'm giving you that free call, right? I want you to be doing this stuff, and I want somebody to hold you accountable to it. And then if you do that, if you complete the exercise, if you and I have a call, then I am going to offer you coaching with me for 50% off. The limitations are 5 new clients, and you have to do it before the end of the year, right? 12/31. All right, so good luck. Get it done. I'm traveling tomorrow to New York. I don't know what Wednesday looks like, so if we don't have our Q&A this week, that's why, but I'll be back for is that New Year's Eve? I don't even know. Let's see, the 23rd is tomorrow, so yeah, so that's Christmas Eve. We probably won't have our Q&A that day, no. New Year's Eve, we have our kickboxing class in the morning, and then we will do our Q&A at noon on the 31st. All right, so happy holidays to all. And I hope that you are excited and ready to crush some goals. Of course, we have our 4-week New Year's challenge. I hope you'll all join it and have tons of success with our group. We have over 30 women signed up for that. We have over $1,000 in cash and prizes to give away. And that is going to be motivating. Okay? All right. I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.